Severe and extreme weather is becoming more and more common, and unpredictable weather patterns can have a significant financial impact on homeowners and drivers. But having the right insurance can help you save some money and protect your assets in any event of weather damage. Jim Lugers from State Farm joins us to talk about what you need to know to make sure you're protected. Jim, here in Ohio, we're not impacted by the hurricanes per se, but we can still feel the effects of them, and we also have our own brand of severe weather. How expensive can it be for homeowners and drivers who don't have the right insurance if they get hit with weather damage?
Well, it could actually be very expensive. Obviously, we've all seen different stories on inflation, and that's a homeowner or an auto owner is not immune from those things in the sense of cost of materials for roofing, for shingle, for roofing, for siding, for gutters. A lot of those things are affected on your house insurance by wind damage or different weather events. Same thing on the auto. We might see some ponding on the roads, and so different. If someone unfortunately goes into standing water, which is never recommended, that could cause damage to your auto, and it's very expensive to do auto repairs.
Oh yeah, it's all costly. You know, you lose one shingle in your house, you're seeing a leak upstairs, so it can snowball. Home insurance is on the rise, especially with the severe weather increases and labor costs too. What do you suggest homeowners do to make sure they're all the way protected?
Well, definitely, I think you want to talk with your agent. Make sure you understand what your deductibles are. A deductible is a good way to help control and moderate homeowners' insurance premiums. But also, too, you want to understand what that deductible is so you know what you're going to be responsible for when you do have some damage to your home. You also want to make sure that you have replacement cost coverage. So if your roof is damaged or siding or even if your personal belongings, if you have patio furniture, if that's blown away or different things like that, you want to make sure you understand what deductibles are and that replacement cost coverage is in place so you can have your repairs done properly and your items replaced.
Yes, and now let's talk about cars. Car insurance is also on the rise. It's something we've reported on a lot lately. Do you think it's worth it for drivers to pay more for their premiums versus just paying out of pocket for weather damage?
Well, weather damage could be many different things. I mean, usually it falls under the comprehensive coverage. And so that coverage in and of itself can be relatively inexpensive. Also could be managed with different deductible options and different things like that. So it depends. I mean, obviously vehicles are very expensive and used vehicles are retaining their value. So a lot of people have an asset for sure, whether that car's even 8, 9, 10 years old. Used cars are still holding their value. So for sure, you want to make sure it could be considered to maintain that comprehensive coverage, even if your vehicle was older. Absolutely have to have it if it's newer, for sure.
And inflation's not budging. We see material costs, as I mentioned. Those are pretty high, especially people that are working on homes, building homes. And we still have, severe weather in our future. So where do you see the insurance rates going for the future, and how much do you think inflation will play a role?
Well, inflation's affecting all of us, whether it's at the grocery store or at your insurance premiums. And so we will see, I guess, how that goes. But, price of repairs as far as parts and labor doesn't seem to be slowing just yet, but we'll see. Things are always changing, and we don't really have control over that as much. We can only react to some of those things, and in certain areas can be proactive to try to combat some of those things and make sure that we're looking towards the future and keeping a good control on premiums.
Yeah, we got to be prepared. We're watching all kinds of weather patterns right now. Our first hurricane early in the season. Jim Lugers from State Farm, thank you so much for joining me here on 21 News at 5.
My pleasure. Thank you.